Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You watch my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing a review of Family or Fiance, the episode of Courtney and Justin. This was another good episode. It was based on a misunderstanding, because the title is called Mother of Misunderstanding, and I must say that it just gave a different light and everything. And once again, at the end, I didn't get no update of what happened after the thing, because every time I record it, the ending part never it cuts off, so it continues to the next program, which it doesn't record the next program. So I don't know what happened after the blessing ceremony, but I do believe that things will be okay between them. All right. So we have Justin and Courtney have been together for 3 years. They're gonna get married in September 2019. So they got 54 days since that taping that they gotta work things out before their marriage. And it's a little things that's going on between them. First they explain about abstinence of not having sex before marriage. I don't know if they would have sex before they got engaged, but since they got engaged, she did not want to have sex before marriage. So they took the abstinence route, and he went along with it. It was not a choice. It was like a force into it, like, oh, we not having sex and everything. So he went along with it because he loved her. So it was funny because he was like, nope, it wasn't a choice. So I said, oh, okay, I don't know. More power to people who just go that route of not having sex before marriage, which is a good thing because it builds the better understanding and connection closer to your partner, and not the physicality. It's most emotional, the mental, the spiritual, all the extra stuff that you can have for that shit with the person that you could be with, that not just have raw sex. And sex is the only extra ingredient to your relationship that would make your relationship great. But not always doing it and withhold from that to your marriage is only make your relationship stronger when there is no strong commitment and the strong sense of determination to go along with this relationship until you're married. All right, so it's more power to a couple who does practice that and go forward, because it shows the strength of the relationship between the two couples of practicing that and actually committing fully until they get married. Now, we have both their families, and Family and Fiance, they have 3 days staying in the house, and they go through any activities and stuff to go through the issues, they talk it out, and at the end of the 3 day, they decide whether they're going to give their blessings or no, and then a couple after their blessings, they decided whether they continue on or be family, break up, whatever they decide to do from that. So for the Justice side of the family, he brought his mother, Audrey, his aunt Pauline, and his cousin Paris. And Courtney brought her mother Patrice, her sister Bree, and her dad Ron. And Courtney family seems to feel like that Courtney is very domineering. She has a bossy attitude, not bossy attitude, but mostly dominant person. And she likes to make the choices and like to control things, and she's very controlling. And they want Justin to speak up, to have more of the man of the relationship, to be more of the pants holder in the relationship, to have more say, and not always Courtney leading the way, and he could be more vocal into relationship. Because sometimes when you have one couple that's more dominating, and the other one is more submissive, it takes that role, and then sometimes it causes a problem because that person want to say things and then they vent to other people, and then they take it on that problem and they bring it up, and then you wondering why all this issues coming from, and we never heard that conversation, we never had that conversation, you never expressed to me that you felt that way, but everybody else is coming to me making me feel like I'm this type of person, which I'm not really. In some way, shape, or I'm not that bad of a person. Yeah, making portraying me like I'm not that monster. Yeah, portraying me to be. Now, that was that. So I was like, okay. And in this episode, you could tell she has the dominant personality. And throughout the episode, she didn't really deny that she has that, because he is very fall back. He fall back. He don't really speak much. He don't express his feelings directly towards her. He expresses feelings outside, and then he don't really say much, and he don't keep the communication going. And I think it's mostly lack of communication because he communicate to his family one thing, but he don't communicate to his fiance another thing. So it causes tension between the fiance and his family, and his family, him and her family, because the communication is broken down somewhere, and he's a common denominator. So he has parts of problem in the relationship too, because he's not saying much, and he not want to put his foot down. He don't want to speak. He want to keep everybody happy, but then you come to the situation where you don't want to say no to this person. You don't want to say no to this person. How do you go find a common ground, and then this person not communicating because it's through you and what you saying and your actions. So it causes very much commotions between the family members and that. And his father's family wants to have Courtney to have a relationship with them to build that bond, not with just the mother, but also the rest of the family, because she could feel very distant and she could be very defensive. Now, when they came in, when Justice's family came in, you could really tell that she was not really that welcoming towards his family. He said hi, and then when they was talking to her, she was like, okay, yeah. Trying to hide behind Justin, not trying to be next to them, probably don't want to be touched and everything. She gave that little vibe, like her body language, it shows much. Sometimes your nonverbal language is just as strong as your verbal language. You could say one thing, you say, "Oh, I'm not that type of person. I'm not that. I'm not very defensive. I'm not a rude person. I have a great personality." But then you all like this. When they come around you, you don't want to say nothing. You keep your distance. That's like it speaks volume. So they see that, and I said, "Why is she just so standoffish a little bit?" So that was that. And when her family came, he was very welcoming and stuff, and they was talking like that. So when they had those little sit down, no, before Tracy gave um, activities. She gave Courtney the cake tasting activity with his family, and it go to have a bond and sit down and do cake tasting and talk. That he's decided. She gave Justin activity to make dinner with Courtney family, and they could answer, ask him any questions he have. No, they have, and he could answer any questions they may arise, and just have a little discussion. Courtney said that his aunt is very judgmental because it was a post that he posted was that he has a strong woman by his side, but the aunt said no, you don't have to need a strong woman, you need to have a virtuous woman, and she wanted to know what that means because I believe the aunt has a way of the Bible standard of how relationship goes because she feel very strongly about how she is too domineering and he needs to take to be a man of the household, let him be the man because that's how it's supposed to be. He take the lead, he take the role of the relationship and take the role as the man and the head of the household, and the woman gotta be a different way. But Courtney don't see that way. She don't see any gender roles because they work it out how they work it out and they see what's best for the relationship and best for the household, and they come to togetherness of how things should be running. And they don't take, oh, she the woman, she do the cooking cleaning, or she be the submissive, he's the man, he must have dominate role or stuff like that. But we do believe that he needs to speak up more and communicate to his fiance, express things, because he always coming around saying that, oh, he don't do things that he normally do before he got with her, like go out with his friends or go out to the bar. He want to do things, but she don't necessarily tell him to know directly, but he feel her energy and her language, her body language, and say that, oh well, she will have a problem with this, so not let me not go to the bar, let me not go out with my friends, let me not do things. But it's hurting him because he not gonna have a freedom, his own fun time, his own freedom, his own space away from his fiance, because he's always catering to her and always worrying about what she wants, and not have a backbone and speaks up how he wants. Because at the end of the day, space away from your spouse is just as important of spending time together. Not saying that you don't want to spend time with them. Yes, you can spend time with them. You're living together. You're doing this. You're building a bond. Yes, that's opportunity. That's great. That's what you have to do if you want to build a relationship. That, but at the same time, it's always good now and then for you to go out with your friends talk with your boys, to go out without your spouse there, because it builds you up. Because at the end of the day, you are human before you are a couple to somebody's life. I always tell people, you are human. Just you are human, and human they need to have self satisfaction. And if you're not having that when you're in a relationship, what are you doing? You basically just sitting around, just being a lapdog or stepping stone for somebody to walk all over you. And that's what it seems like what Justice allowing Courtney to do. So now she becoming this bossy, dominant person and may feel like she is this bad, controlling fiance. And he's letting things happening. So, and then he's not speaking up about it. It causes more attention because she got to take that more role of speaking up and doing things, and he's not saying much because he don't want to piss off her. I said it's not about pissing her off. It's about you communicating and have a backbone and stepping up and saying things. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much dominating a woman could be in a relationship, she does want her man to take that leadership role at times. She gonna resent you for not taking that role. So yes, she could be domineering. She wants that, but every now and then they gonna want to like, okay, if she gonna step up, he gonna be a man at times. Like he just gonna let me just run over him, walk all over him all the time. That's not happening. Even the strongest woman want their man to be a man. All right. So they had the family concerns, and I basically said what the most was that they just want him to have a backbone. They want her to build a relationship with his side of the family, especially the mom and everything, because they don't have a relationship. And that's it. It wasn't that much. And they also want him to allow him to make decisions and not always Courtney to make decisions. Allow him to be the man to make decisions. Same old thing I had been saying. Now, when it came to the breakdown between Courtney and his mom, she said it felt the breakdown. It started when she came to the house the first time, and she mentioned some other girl in front of him, and she said, "Why she would mention anyone else where I'm sitting right here?" So that felt like disrespect. But she going on for what he's saying. He said sometimes this girl is doing this is this, that. And she explained to him, she explained to her when they had to sit down, because later on, Tracy gave her another activity when they had to check in again. And explained to her, you may have to sit down and talk to her because walking away, I'm jumping ahead. They had a dinner after the activities. When they had a cake tasting, when they went to the activities, Courtney with the Justice family, and they were in the van, and she was sitting all left like this. Don't want to say nothing. Justice mom right there. They trying to talk to her. She was giving short answers, not saying much. It was very awkward. They was trying to get things out of her, but she was not really giving much at all. Not giving her eye contact, not really saying much. I was like, okay, that's like, oh, it's like I see that as a problem. Like you're not really want to have a conversation with them, or don't even want to connect with them. And she was saying that his family was not very welcoming and don't have a welcoming spirit towards her. So she is being distant and defensive towards her because of how they treated her. And also, she was not involved. The mother-in-law is not, his mom is not involved in the wedding planning and stuff as much because they don't have a relationship. And it goes both ways. They not both is not reaching out towards each other and not trying to make it work. And they also was relying on Justice so much because she talked with Justin about it, and he going to talk to the mom about it. Then he talked to the mom about it, and not really saying much to Courtney about it and stuff like that. So he's the common denominator between these issues going on between those two. So they talked about the things, and they talk about that post that Aunt made, and she explained her side. She explained her side. Nobody was trying to get hearing each other out. They would talk about her body language and how she give off a vibe, and how she expressed how she felt when she came around them, and they were disrespectful to talk about somebody else. That was that. And then when he was doing dinner with her side of the family, they was having a conversation saying you need to speak up and talk about Courtney and how she could be very dominating, how you need to build a backbone, How do you feel? What you do? He said he don't want to be a middleman. He trying to please everyone and stuff. They said that's not good because at the end of the day, you are hurting yourself and you hurting the process because now it's making the issues that it's making a bigger issue than what it's really supposed to be because you're not speaking up and you're not taking a stand. Sometimes it takes for you to take a stand and say, listen, stay out of it. You call her, let it be, and let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's do this about that. But I'm going through me and me telling, spreading this, delaying this message to them and delaying the message to them. It's crazy, and you're not speaking up. So I had that sat down and they talking. They having dinner. They all got together again, and they expressed some different issues. They talk about how the breakdown was, how did they reach out to each other, and the mom, Justin's mom, brought up a example, a scenario. They was in a hospital, and she felt like Courtne did not say much to her. She hugged her, said hi, but other than that, she was mostly on her phone. And what we got from that is that he was trying to drag her in and not saying much about what's the situation, and it felt crazy because it shouldn't been like that. It shouldn't been like that. And she said, why when I go to somebody's hospital and not saying hi? So she got up and walked away. And she got pissed, and that was not a good approach to do that because she basically dismissing the mom was feeling, and then her father was to calm her down, telling us that you gotta let her people know how you are, not to judge you based on the past, judge you from now. And you gotta show them who you are. So Tracy gave a different task and have her to sit down with the aunt and mom and have Justice to be more real and talk, explain things. So she sat there with the aunt and she had a realization that she was a mirror, that she's looking at herself. Like she said, I don't want to be like that when I get older, like nobody, I don't want to hear nobody out. I have my own opinion. I'm very strong opinionated because the aunt and her was talking about that virtuous thing and how she should run the household, how the aunt should feel to run the household. And they didn't agree with each other, but they respect each other. They say, I hope we just have a good relationship and move on from that. And they come to understanding that they won't agree, but at the same time, they have respect for each other and they build a bond. So she was like, oh my God, I need to start working on things because I don't want to be like that when I don't want to hear nobody out. And I just saying my thing because she just literally saw herself how she could be as she would get older. And she said she don't want to be that. So she needs to start changing. But when she had sat down with the mom, she kind of realization and she apologized for how she reacted to the dinner table. And she also had an understanding for when the mom coming from, because when Justin come and say, your mom, she took control and she'll let me do things, so like that. As a mom, you want to protect your son and say, who is this girl who let you, who trying to walk all over you, trying to tell you what you can't do, can't do, not say nothing and not make you do anything, make you unhappy. So yes, you're gonna have something different. So now Courtne hearing that, she realized, she said, you know what? I do understand where you're coming from. Because if I have a brother who tell me that, I said, who is this chick? So, but then they had a better understanding and they come in good terms now. And it's like, you know what? They're gonna work it out from there. And they had a good conversation. It ended with a good bang between those two. They had an understanding of now, okay, now I understand where you're coming from. And now we can work on things and happy that we could build this bond. It coming together. So they went to the activity at the farm and then born bonding, and Justin talked to his mom and she just I feel like if you get married, so you may feel like abandoning me. I don't want you to forget who your family are, and I know you gotta understand, you gotta be with your wife, and she comes second at the seconds of God. But don't forget us, and don't want her to feel like you away from us. And that's what I want. So he said, no, I'm gonna never let that happen. I'm gonna never do that. I was like, okay, do what you gotta do. All right. But he did express something about how he have friends that he don't go with anywhere because she don't say nothing and she will have a problem. And I said, that's not good. Because you need to have a way you could be expressing yourself and be able to spend time alone away from her. And do things and don't be afraid. And I think what she's telling him, she says she wants him to communicate with her. If I don't know what's going on, if you have an issue with how things going on, you gotta be able to communicate. And that's the problem that he was having, and she was having with him, is a lack of communication. That he was not expressing things to her, so she would not know, as she have a blinding and how he felt. So when he going around telling his mom and stuff, everything, she is blinded because they coming back to her, and then she don't know what's going on because he never expressed anything. So Justin needs to be real and speak up to his fiance and let her things know. And Tracy told him, you need to stop telling your mom so much because when you get married, it can't be too much of your mom. Yeah, it gotta have a different relationship now. You need to start having guy friends, maybe three of them. You can hang out and have a good time and talk and do things outside of relationships, so you can have that bonding and you can express if you an event, so you can have different opinions from different guy friends. And that's that. When it came to day three, it felt a weight lifted off their shoulder and have a good, a better understanding. Everybody in the family say yes to the blessings, so I like that. So they all come on terms and they hug it out. And like I said, I don't know how to end it, but I do agree they will be well. But that was Family and Fiance, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and share my videos. And I'll talk to y'all later, alright? Peace.